Would have been nice to have a bit more sun, but that's okay. Yeah, I feel like it was one of those lunches that you talk about for forever.
It makes any museum way more interesting. But we did make a mistake.
Yeah. We've been robbed because yesterday we watched like a little documentary TV episode about Lisbon.
It's the one with Eugene Levy.
Yeah, it's pretty good, but they were just like, at the very start they were like, Lisbon, famous for its 220 days of sunshine. It's already rained today, so that feels cruel.
Yeah, I guess we are probably here in the worst weather time of year, but that also means it's a little bit quieter.
It does. And it's not too hot, which is good because we are climbing many, many hills today.
Yes, we've already walked up 2 hills. One accidentally, that we thought we had to go up, we didn't.
I think this is going to happen a lot in Lisbon.
Yeah. But we are currently up at a viewpoint. We are near the famous castle.
Yes.
I believe it's St. George.
The castle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that costs €15, and we read online that there is a free viewpoint nearby which has pretty much the same view.
And it is free.
It is free.
You can just wander in.
And I don't know if this is always the case, but there's just peacocks here.
Yeah, I can see one over there.
I don't know if you can see him up on the wall. I did film. There was one walking around. I filmed him.
That's so
earlier.
cool.
So that's a fun perk about this spot. But it does have a really cool view down of like some cool landmarks and then just down into this like little neighborhood.
This is the Alfama suburb,
Yeah.
which we'll be wandering through after.
Yeah, we are super excited to be in Lisbon. As we said at the end of our last video, Lisbon is like one of the places that we've really wanted to come for a long time.
We just saw another public urinal. I think we talked about them before because we've seen them. We saw them a lot in Amsterdam. But they are just so foul. Why?
They really are.
Why do they exist?
If you haven't been to Europe before, so one thing that grinds our gears to no end is that you have to pay for public bathrooms.
It's so feminist. It's like, oh, are you pregnant and need to pee every 3 seconds? Too bad.
Do you need to change? Do you need to change a child?
Yeah. Too
bad. Which, like, I don't know if this is common in places outside of Europe, but in Australia, you do not ever have to pay for a bathroom.
Never.
This is probably our proudest thing of traveling Europe. Well, we've been in Europe for now like 10-ish months. We have not yet paid for a bathroom.
Nope. We never will.
So there are ways around it.
Just
Not like
yourself.
but also like we haven't been like sneaking into paid bathrooms without paying. There's just always a sneaky bathroom you can find for free. But yes, the public urinals,
awful.
Disgusting.
Wish they would be eliminated. Terrible.
Made it down to this arch. I'll put the name on the screen. It's just named after the street it's on, which was built to commemorate an earthquake that we had not heard about maybe like a week ago, and we have heard about every single day.
Literally. It just pops up all the time. I think it's just because of the area we're in. It's like it affected everything.
Yeah. We were in, we can't remember if it was Seville or Cadiz, but one of the two, we read something about a building there being damaged by the 1755 Lisbon earthquake. So it was clearly a big one.
Yeah.
But they built this arch to like commemorate the like rebuilding of the city, basically. And it is stunning. I don't know if you can really see like all the carvings up the top, but it really is quite beautiful. Also, the weather sucks.
Yeah.
In case you can't tell. We've made it to the famous Pink Street, which is exactly what it sounds like.
Yep, it's a pink street, and we just heard a little girl who was like 6 walk with her parents along and just say, "Is this the only pink street in the world?"
It was so cute.
And to be honest, maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know.
It's a good question. It's so cool. It's very busy. But interestingly, most of the shops along here seem to be bars.
Yes, lots of bars.
So it's not actually very open during the day. There's just lots of people taking photos.
Yeah.
But it is
Very cool.
very pretty, especially in the rain because it's like reflecting everything.
Yeah, it's a
very
nice
cool.
colour pink.
Yeah.
Okay, we've come to the Time Out Market. We are very excited. It's like 1 p.m. Lots of food here.
There is. We can I don't think we've actually been to a timeout market before. We've been in cities that have had them, but like it was, I think it was Dubai, and from memory you had to like pay to go to.
Yeah, it was like a room, whereas this is just like a warehouse.
Yeah. And this is actually the original timeout market. It's almost 10 years old.
Yeah.
It's very cool. So we're gonna have a look around.
It's very busy, as you can see.
It is very busy. We're
But
gonna have a look around and get some good food.
Lots of good food.
We've ordered food, and now the challenge begins of finding somewhere to sit, which is proving difficult. We found somewhere to sit.
Oh my god.
That took 10 minutes.
It was like parking, when there's no parking and people are just circling.
And you're like circling in one spot and then someone swoops in.
Yeah.
And you're like, you haven't been waiting that long.
Yeah, literally.
But we did it. We found seats and our food should hopefully be ready soon.
And it's like just there. This one. So good placement as well. Okay, we got pad thai today, which famously Krissie doesn't like, but
I don't hate it. It's just
she's
not my
trying it
favorite.
today. I'm very excited. It's dessert time. I don't know why we've decided to treat ourselves today, but Krissie got a strawberries and cream donut, and we also got some more, oh, they're very hard to see, but more pastels. Yes. Look at that donut. That's a thick donut.
Catherine said it was for me, but we are going to kind of share it, but I prefer donuts to her. It smells so good.
It looks huge.
She's so
It
big.
looks
It's like
huge.
the size of my face.
Literally. Show us that inside. Is there anything? Nothing yet.
No, but the glaze isn't like a fake strawberry glaze. Like it's real strawberries. Like that's made with actual strawberries.
Lovely.
The actual donut is so like fluffy. It's incredible. In a quest to stay out of the torrential rain, we've come to a bookshop which actually has a Guinness World Record for being the oldest operating bookshop in the world. It opened in 1732 and it's just been running consistently since then, and obviously finding hardcover. But it's huge and it's lovely, and it's just very cool that it's the world's oldest operating bookshop.
Who would have known?
And it's dry inside.
Yeah.
Something that Lisbon and Portugal in particular is like really known for is tiles.
They're everywhere.
You can see some behind us, and like they're
like
literally
cover
everywhere.
buildings.
It's amazing. We actually learned from the documentary we watched yesterday, which we've seen before, but I don't think we really
No, we took
absorbed
none of it in
anything.
the first time. I literally don't remember it.
No. But most of the tiles are hand painted.
Yeah.
So there's like factories all over Portugal where they make these tiles, and some of them can be so expensive, like depending on the artists that's designed them. But it's beautiful because it just means that like buildings all over the city are just covered in
I'm
the
obsessed.
most amazing tiles.
I love them.
We're up at another viewpoint, and over here is the castle we were at this morning. So this gives you an idea of like how hilly Lisbon is. We've come like down into the city and then back up the other side. But it doesn't feel too bad.
It doesn't.
It might just be because it's not that hot.
Yeah. It's been an absolutely shocking weather day. It's been the kind of rain where we've been able to put our umbrellas away for like 2 minutes. Like it rains and then it stops, and then it rains and then it stops. It's not consistent and it's pissing us off.
It's so annoying. Like, I don't have my umbrella out at the moment because
It stopped.
it stopped and I put it away and then it started again, and I was like, no, you know what? It's not worth it.
Not anymore. So we're going home. We're giving up.
We have done everything that we wanted to do today.
We have.
Which was just like kind of walk around the city and get a feel for it.
Oh, but we're so over it.
Even in the rain though, it is a really nice
It's beautiful.
city. But I imagine it's a lot more enjoyable when your feet aren't wet.
Just personally today, I am over it. So
But that's alright. We've got fun plans for tomorrow.
yeah, see you
When the weather's
tomorrow.
meant to be a bit better.
Nice and early. Not in Lisbon.
We got so wet on our walk home. I'm having to hair dry our shoes.
It's bad.
Very bad. Good morning.
Hello.
It is actually finally okay weather.
It won't last.
It won't last.
It was pouring sideways rain this morning. So it won't last, but that's okay. We're taking advantage of it while we can.
We are. We've come back into the city just to wander around and do some more exploring today.
I feel like we needed to redeem the city after just being drenched.
Yeah. And also we love just like wandering around the city
Yeah.
and getting like a vibe for it. And we found a market.
We did.
We're walking around with like no plans. We didn't intend to come here, but it's really cool. And we'll have a look at all the food. There's some like incredible looking like baked goods and stuff. We're gonna have a little look around before exploring the city some more. So the other day when we were talking about how hilly Lisbon is, this behind us, that's a lift. Just like an outdoor public lift.
Yeah.
Because
well, I mean, it's like famous.
yeah.
It's very cool.
That up there is the next street. So it's just, instead of walking up a ridiculous amount of stairs, you can just catch a lift.
I love it. It's very pretty.
It is. We don't actually know if it costs. We're going to go explore and see if it does, because it would be fun to catch it if it doesn't. But I imagine it probably does have a
But
charge.
it looks pretty.
It does. Update, it costs €5.30, which is more expensive than any of the other public transport in Lisbon.
Yes.
So probably not worth it. But there's also
A very long
very long line. But it's probably the prettiest lift I've ever seen.
Definitely.
Because it's quite loud in here. But we are in a tiny, like authentic Portuguese restaurant.
Look at this. This man doesn't speak any English. He's like a grandfather. I think it's like a family-run restaurant.
I know, between like his minimal English and my even minimal Spanish, we managed to order. But it's so cute, and we're getting chicken and chips, and it looks so good.
It's like obviously all tiled.
It's so cute.
I'm so excited.
That lunch was so good.
Yeah, I feel like it was one of those lunches that you talk about for forever. It was just like, it's what Nando's wants to be.
It was. And it was so simple. It was just grilled
So
chicken
simple.
with some spices, some chips, and a little salad.
So good.
So good.
We'll put the name of that restaurant because it was very good, very cheap.
Yeah.
It came with the best bread I've ever had in my life that I was like, I don't know if I'm going to have bread or not. And then I was like, no, you know what? I'm Australianing it up. And I'm putting that chicken in that roll.
And then we got a second roll and I didn't want one. And so Catherine has packed it in her bag.
Yep, because it was so good. But yeah, amazing. And now it's raining. Okay, we talked about our lunch. That's the last thing we felt. And then we walked to Starbucks.
And then we sat in Starbucks for like an hour while it rained.
And now we're at the Tile Museum.
Yeah, so like as we've been showing you, there's like tiles all over Lisbon, and then there's just this whole museum about how they're made, like the history of them and everything.
Yeah.
And it's in an old nunnery, and there's like a little chapel on the site as well, that is apparently very nice.
Yeah.
But we're gonna go have a look at some tiles.
We're going to see, it was €8 entry, which was more than we would have liked to pay, but
Online it
it's
says it's 5,
Yeah.
so they must have changed it relatively recently.
and yeah, we don't know what else to do in the rain, so let's check it out.
I don't know if anyone is familiar with John Green's Has the Artist Ever Seen a Baby video. It's our favourite game.
Has the artist ever seen a insert here?
That's the thing. So John Green just plays Has the Artist Ever Seen a Baby. We have variations. We've had Has the Artist Ever Seen a Dog, Has the Artist Ever Seen a cat.
Just any animal. Horse.
Generally, baby is quite common.
Baby is common.
Right now we are playing Has the Artist Ever Seen a Human Face?
Yeah.
And I think the answer is no.
It has to be no.
10 out of 10 game. It makes any museum way more interesting. near the water, which is not helping the wind.
Yes.
But we are waiting for our bus to go to a different area of Lisbon. But we thought we'd come down here because you can see the bridge, and then this, which is like a statue of Jesus on the other side of the water. And once again, from the Eugene Levy documentary we watched, this is where we got all of our Lisbon information, to be honest. We learned that that statue is in fact based off Christ the Redeemer, which you can tell because it looks like it.
Yep.
And this bridge, they got Americans to help design so that it would be earthquake proof, which is why it looks like the Golden Gate Bridge, which is also earthquake proof.
Very cool.
So yeah, it just looks like we're in San Francisco and Brazil. But it's really cool, and there's like a nice view around the water and down to the other side.
Nice. And then we can see the arch over there. It's very cool.
It is. But we're going to go line up for our bus because there's a lot of people waiting for it.
Yep.
We've made it to our destination for the day, which is the suburb of Belem.
Yep.
Which is just kind of along the water in Lisbon, and we're currently walking next to the most beautiful monastery.
It's so beautiful.
But
You can go inside, but
you can.
we are not.
But we are heading to get some lunch, which will not be Portuguese because we found a place and we were like, you know what, that sounds amazing.
Yes.
And then we're just going to look around this area and check it out because it's quite different. Like everything we read was like, you know, go there as well as Lisbon because it's kind of a different vibe.
Yeah, there's like a tower we're going to, and there's another pastel place.
Yes, we
So
will
we got
explain
some
that.
important duty here.
We'll explain the pastel thing when we get them.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna check out this area.
What have we got? We're back in Greece. We found €6 and we're very excited. Not as cheap as Greece, but
Cheaper than Lisbon.
this is cheaper than everywhere else.
They look so good. Look
do.
at that. Oh yeah.
I missed Euros.
We've made it down to the Tower of Belem.
It's very cool.
It is. It's like a little bit off the shore, and at the moment the weather is so bad that it's actually shut.
Yeah, because like this is the walkway and the water is coming through the slats.
Yeah. And also like up onto these stairs that you used to get to the walkway.
Yeah.
But it's very cool. It's from the 1700s, I think we read, and it used to be like where Portuguese explorers would get on and off their ships. It's very cool, but it's a little rough.
Honestly, Belem is such a nice area so far.
It really is.
When I was like researching what to do in Lisbon, this was like lower on the list because it's kind of far away. I was like, oh, we need to get a bus. We can't walk there. Like, there's nothing else to do out there apart from the tower and like
explore the town.
explore the area. And I was like, nah, if we have time. But I'm like really glad we came here.
Yeah, it's a really nice area, and
Definitely come here.
it is quite different to Lisbon. It's like much less. I know it's like part of the city, but it feels much less like you're in a city
It's
centre.
like a coastal town.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Okay, it's lunch dessert time.
We got some pastel de Belem, which
Yes.
we were unsure what the difference was between these and a pastel de nata. From what we gather, it is a champagne kind of situation.
Yeah.
Where only this shop in Belem could call them pastel de Belem because they invented them, and it's like a secret recipe.
Yeah, it has some kind of secret recipe that no one else
that
can
no one else knows.
have. So then
So-
everything else is pastel de nata.
Yeah, so it's basically like a champagne versus sparkling wine situation where all the ones we've been having are like traditional, but these are
the real
original
ones.
So we're gonna see if we can taste the difference between these
Yeah.
and all the ones we've already had.
They smell amazing.
Oh, they do. Let's
The
see if they
shop-
look any different.
The shop, there's like a takeaway section, and we honestly waited like 30 seconds.
Yeah,
So
it's
it's not
very
the
quick.
line wasn't very
Oh,
long.
they're like really wedged in there.
Okay, let me film them. Oh, beautiful.
They're really stuck
Looks
in
very
there.
flaky. Look at that flake. Beautiful.
So far they look pretty similar, but we can definitely smell the citrus, which we've been able to taste in some of the others, but not all of them. So we'll taste them and we'll let you know.
Review.
Really good.
The custard?
texture, yeah.
The custard was so good.
It
I think because
was.
it's warm, it helps.
It had a really nice texture. Like, it was, other ones we've had have been kind of lumpy, but that
Yeah.
was so smooth. And the pastry was like a little bit thicker, so it just had a bit of a different crunch to it. But we did make a mistake.
Yeah.
Which was that we thought, so they gave us 2 little packets, and we thought they look like the kind of hand wipes.
They
you
do.
get at, like, KFC
That
or
looks like a
whatever.
hand wipe.
So we were like, great, hand wipes because they're going to be messy to eat. No, it was cinnamon and icing sugar.
Yeah, on the back.
That
Cinnamon.
we did not realise till after we ate them. But we have 1 more each for tonight.
Luckily, we have 1 more each, yes. And it was funny because we actually Googled these before we ate them, and we were like, sometime we read that they have lemon and cinnamon in them. And I don't think we've had many that have had both, or that taste like we've had both.
Yeah,
like,
they've all had both, but like, usually one is much more
yeah,
prominent.
the first ones we ever had tasted quite lemony. The second ones were quite cinnamony, and this one we were like, couldn't taste any cinnamon. It's in the sachet, that's why.
Yeah.
So tonight we will have them properly.
We'll give you an updated review once we have had them as they are actually
Yeah.
meant to be. But even like without the cinnamon and the sugar,
Delicious.
delicious, so good.
Just a little sprinkle.
They're a lot better with cinnamon and sugar, guys.
So much better with cinnamon and sugar.
They were really good earlier, but with the stuff on top.
I'm so mad that we thought they were wipes.
That's all right, because it did mean we were able to go really overboard with the
Yeah.
cinnamon sugar on these 2.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Really good. Would absolutely recommend. 10 out of 10.
Can't wait to get more in Portugal.
Although, yeah, we can't identify any like secret recipe or anything.
Tastes the same.
Tastes the same, but those ones were just really good ones.
Alright, as we walk back up the hill to our accommodation, it's time to end our Lisbon video.
It is. I can't believe it's the end of another video.
I know.
Why is time flying by?
I know, we've only got one more mainland Europe destination.
That's crazy.
Insane.
That's insane.
But for now, we're going to leave this one here.
Yes. Lisbon has been great.
It has.
Apart from the weather, but you know what? The city itself is so cool that it hasn't really been affected too much by the weather.
No,
Would have been nice to have a bit more sun, but that's okay.
it'll be nice to one day come back and have some nicer weather
Yeah.
and get to experience Lisbon like I'm sure most people do.
Yeah, but I'm really glad we saw Sintra and we went to Belem today. So I feel like we've seen a lot.
Yeah. But tomorrow we are off to, as I said, our last mainland Europe destination, which is also in Portugal. So thank you for watching. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel if you enjoyed this, or check out any of our other vlogs.
Yes, follow us on Instagram, and we are going to go upstairs and do nothing for a little while.
We are. But we will see you in Porto.
See you there.
Bye.